Welcome, one and all, to Ironside Cheats. Today we're going to be talking about Artemis by Andy Weir. And what can I say? This is one of my favorite books. Not only is it one of my favorite books, it is one of the reasons why Andy Weir is in competition for the title of my favorite author with Lee Bardugo. Be warned, minor spoilers ahead. Artemis takes place on the first and then only moon colony, following Jasmine Bashara. The story starts off innocently enough. Jasmine works to earn enough slugs, the moon's currency, quote unquote, to achieve her goal. It's 416,922 slugs. She is a cargo transporter and makes virtually no money. However, and this is where things slowly start to turn in the plot, she pulls small smuggling jobs for Tron Landvik, bringing him cigars whenever he orders them. Flammable materials are forbidden in Artemis's pure oxygen atmosphere. I wonder why. Landvik then offers her a bigger deal. Artemis is a crazy adventure story comparable to The Martian, both written by Andy Weir, and someone needs to give him a movie deal for Artemis, in that it is a battle against the odds. Landvik didn't just make his money in the telecom industry and has a new business venture in the works. However, he needs a third party to do some sabotage. He asks Jasmine. Jasmine is incredibly intelligent, as marked by her emails to her pen pal back on Earth. Really, Jasmine is more like that kid in class that if they focused for a minute, they would not only finish first, they would get a perfect score on whatever they were working on. Yeah, she's that kind of smart, and then some. Stupidly, annoyingly smart, but incredibly lazy. Her childhood goal is not to get a great job, but to be rich, after all. I digress. Jasmine is the only one capable of performing the underhanded tactics Landvik needs, and despite that, she still fails. Despite all her preparation, Jasmine has to slog through failed step after failed step. She's more than competent and makes as many level headed decisions as she can along the way. But when death is knocking at your door in the form of a hitman who plays enforcer for the crime syndicate that runs the steel production company on the moon, fuck ups are bound to happen. Jasmine, despite her faults, is incredibly charismatic and manages to pull people onto her side, even when it means them putting their lives on the line. This is where she blows Mark Watney, the Martian's protagonist, out of the water. Mark is brave, determined, and durable, but circumstance aside, he is unable to command the same sway as Jasmine. They are both crass, but Mark is more so and only brings his antics down to make sure he is charming enough so he doesn't push away the people that are capable of getting him back to Earth. Jasmine can turn up the leadership and charm dials to get people on her side. The odds of success of one person against a cartel is virtually zero. The odds of success of roughly half a dozen banded together, less so. Now let's talk about Savoda. Hope I pronounced that right. He is my second favorite character to Jazz and earns it from the moment he is introduced. He's considered the crazy Ukrainian that can get a supervillain's plot up and running. He suffers from the crippling condition that many young adults who are exploring the dating scene for the first time face. He can't woo a woman to save his life. He can talk to Jasmine pretty well, but the anxiety is mitigated by conducting business and believing he doesn't stand a chance with her. However, he is responsible for one of the best lines I've ever read in a book. You'll read it when he asks her to test one of his inventions for him. Fantastic. He stands by Jasmine while being a gent and putting his life on the line. He expects little in return, only that she keeps up her end of the first deal, testing his invention. Amar Bashara, Jasmine's father, is fantastic. I don't agree with every little thing he does, but he does his best to be a good father and constantly considers himself a failure because Jasmine, in her youth, is determined to be, for lack of a better phrase, a little shit. Despite their falling out, he comes to Jasmine's aid and even quantifies just how much he loves her. 366% more than everything else, and I believe that's only because there was nothing else he could do in the moment to prove it further. Dale is an interesting a-hole, and provides insight to one of the more emotionally driven parts of Jasmine's backstory. He starts off as the character you love to hate, but slowly becomes a redemptive figure in Jasmine's life. He's one of the first to come to Jasmine's aid and only asks for her friendship in return. This does take some effort from Jasmine. Remember, I said he was an interesting a-hole. Don't worry, I didn't forget about Kelvin. I think the name is a little on the nose for a science fiction novel, but I'm not complaining. He's there as Jasmine's closest friend, and he deserves to be discovered through reading alone. To get me through this writing review, I listened to the Arknight song Code of Brawl on loop. There's no collaboration, no sponsorship. I haven't even played the game. I just thought it was a good song that other people might like too. Now, I hate the other ads where people actually talk. They're incredibly annoying, but the song is pretty good. Thank you for reading and have a great day. So, I will admit I do have a script. I said thank you for reading because it's at the end of my actual script. And so if you want to so this is a little more off the cusp here, but if you do want to learn more about me or you want to see what else I've done, I do have a website and I do have an Instagram account. Both are linked in the description. Now, why would you go to my Instagram account? Well, that's to see what I do on a day-to-day basis. If you want to see what I'm writing and how much I've written, because I do have my own books out and published. You can find all those on my website. And if you want to know what's on my website, I have more reviews. I am incredibly behind on making reviews for YouTube, and I am a little disappointed in myself for that. But here's the thing. I will only post one of these reviews once a week, and then I have many more on my website. So why would you come here on my YouTube channel? Well, I will do Q&As, I will do reviews on very, very short stories where I can't really get 900 words out. That's the bare minimum I write in my scripts. So, again, go to my Instagram to see what I do on a day-to-day basis. You go to my website to get more reviews at a faster rate. You come to my YouTube channel for those same reviews in auditory form, some Q&As, and reviews on short stories that I just simply couldn't dish out an entire review for. All right. Thank you for listening and have a great day.